I'm a true Aryan. Aryan.
By the end of 1942, the Reich began losing the upper hand. In North Africa and on the Eastern Front, the war was stagnating. The Reich was almost emptied of adult men who had all left for combat. The Hitler Youth were mobilized on the home front. From the age of 14, they were sent door to door, collecting rags, paper, and metals. Others were recruited as postmen, tram drivers, and unskilled laborers for roadworks and railroad lines. They were sent out to work in the fields. Their support of the economy was indispensable. While news propaganda celebrated their iron wills, in truth, the young people suffered and began to have doubts. Employed in factories and mines, this community service was more like hard labor.
When the time came, I joined the Reich Labor Service. It was the worst thing imaginable. We had to repair a road. And to do that, we had to carry stones from a quarry situated half a mile away. We didn't have the right to use wheelbarrows, even though it was possible. We had to carry the stones on our shoulders. When you run with rocks on your shoulder bleeds. And that's when I started feeling hatred towards the regime. Because they treated us like dirt. We had no rights whatsoever.
In the winter of 1943, the Hitler Youth were in for a big surprise. The so-called subhumans of the Red Army had managed to stand up to the supermen of the Wehrmacht. In Stalingrad, the Axis powers lost hundreds of thousands of men, dead, wounded, or taken prisoner. Taking Moscow, parading on the Red Square, all that was now unthinkable.
We said to ourselves, okay, fine, we've suffered a few defeats, but when we get there, that is, we who were born in 1928, we'll straighten things out.
It was one of the reasons why I joined the SS. All this never would have happened with units like the SS. I was absolutely convinced of this. It was my opinion at the time that the SS were the only troops that carried on the combat. The SS, which I belonged to, we were the saviors.
To avoid heavy losses amongst their own ranks, in 1943, the Americans and the British carried out massive aerial attacks, bombing industrial installations and cities in Germany. The Hitler Youth had wanted to fight the war, and now the war had come to them. The country was hit hard. In the